Hello, everybody. It's Bill. It's that college football guy. Here another video. Yeah, it's time for the recap. Recap for Week 10 in college football. Oh boy, we had some stuff happen, didn't we? We had some five-star performances, quite a few. We had some schools that definitely need to hit the gym because they couldn't perform well, and we had a flu. No, that's what my son has, the flu. A couple of what the blue hells. A couple of them that could be that some people's minds were what the blue hells, but it's like, nope, because of rankings. So I'll get into that. And then, of course, we've got that top 25, my top 25 for Week 11. And because it's every 2 weeks, the subscriber rankings for Week 11. What the heck's wrong with me? Don't say it. All right. First off, on top of the recap, the subscriber schools that won this past week, shout out to them, to Boise State, South Florida, Georgia, Ohio State, Miami, Tennessee, Louisville, Houston, Ole Miss, Minnesota, Northwestern, NC State, Toledo, Middle Tennessee State, Marshall, Wyoming, Hawaii, Washington, and Baylor. Now, who were the five-star performances for the week? I mean, we had some games here that are interesting, like NC State beating up on Stanford 59-28. Great job by them. UCF just obliterated Arizona 56-12. Jeez, CF got it done. Iowa beat Wisconsin 42-10. But the three I want to talk about the most: one, Boise State beat up on San Diego State on Friday, 56-24. Ashton Jonty, 31 carries, 149 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's still in the hunt for the Heisman Trophy. Will he get it? I don't know. The way the committee works, and it's been historically, unless it's something absolutely spectacular, they usually go with the best quarterback with the best team statistically. That's usually what the Heisman's been. It's been a quarterback award. We all know this. You watch college football, you know this. Which basically means, unfortunately, the award's going to come down between Cam Ward of Miami and Dylan Gabriel in Oregon. Does Jonty deserve to get it? Yes, he does. And I'm saying this right now for the record. Shedeur Sanders doesn't deserve it. Travis Hunter doesn't deserve it. Those are my top three for my Heisman. Dylan Gabriel, Cam Ward, Ashton Jonty. Ashton should get it. But I'm not a Heisman voter. Be hella cool if I was, but it isn't. So, other performances here on there. Ole Miss beating Arkansas 63-31. This game wasn't as close as the scoreboard said. Ole Miss just beat the brakes off these guys, but I got to bring up this. You know what? I'm going to save Ole Miss. Indiana beating Michigan State 47-10. Indiana proving the fact they're absolutely dominant. That Indiana-Ohio State game is going to be something else. Ohio State loses to Indiana. Hello. Because that's basically, unless Indiana falls flat on their face, that's the roadblock they got left. Another spectacular win, but Ole Miss beating Arkansas. Greg Sankey, SEC commissioner, came out with a letter that basically that he was sick and tired of coaches having players fake injuries. Lane Kiffin got caught on camera, and the announcers busted him with the fact, he said, when I tell you to go down, we need the timeout. He got caught on camera. Greg Sankey hated this, so he put up with a penalty. He's like, the first time we get caught you doing this, $50,000 fine. Second time, it's $100,000. Third time, the head coach is suspended for a game. Fourth time is where they're talking 3 to 6 games. 2 to 3, 3 to 6. It's not formally finalized yet. The first 3 are finalized. The fourth one is not. This should have been done a long time ago because there's a lot of coaches who do this to get timeouts, trying to slow down high-powered offenses. This has been done for a while, so I'm glad to see someone's doing this. I honestly think if you want to really do this, I said in the series, that somebody brought up a great point. I wish I could remember who they were on X, and I give them credit for it. Because injuries, number one, legit injuries, you take every precaution. Number one, if somebody's hurt, okay, we got to do this, check MR, whatever we can get done to check, make sure he's okay. So you're going to be out for the rest of the series you're in and the next one to make sure. Why not make that for every injury? You're out of that series and the next series before you can come back in. They make that an NCAA rule. All right, that's the 5-star performances. Just want to say that. Hit the gym. Georgia beating Florida 34-20. Florida was up 13-6. I heard a lot of Georgia fans talking a lot of crap. Well, Georgia, decided to make a change in pace, and the lawyer that works for Georgia that apparently has been representing all the DUI cases, took over quarterback, Stanford Beckworth, or Stanbury Beckworth, I don't know what his name was, but Karsten Beckworth, that was his name. Karsten Beckworth, that's right. The lawyer tried to be a quarterback, and just like Carson Beck, both of them suck. Do better, Carson, because right now, the only reason you got the job is because your head coach is loyal to you. Miami beating Duke 53-31. You were up 20. You're trailing to Duke 21-17 at the half, and then you outscored them 36-10. You hit the gas, but what the hell happened in the first half? Dude, get the cardio up. Hit the gym. Tennessee. Oh, you think my balls are immune? Oh, hell no. 28-18 over Kentucky. They were trailing 10-7 at the half. They did the same thing that Miami did. Y'all need to get your kid in gear. Get on there. Stop hitting the party. Stop hitting on there. Focus in the first half. Hit the damn gym. Now, what the blue hell? Three of them almost. Texas Tech, Iowa State losing to Texas Tech. Clemson losing to Louisville. Pitt losing to SMU. Pitt losing to SMU. Some people pick SMU to beat Pitt. Some people pick Texas Tech to beat Iowa State. A couple of them picked Louisville to beat Clemson. Louisville and Clemson won the Borderlands, but the fact is Clemson dropped to 6-2 with the loss. Louisville 6-3, so they're not exactly like that far apart. I mean, when Iowa State dropped to 7-1 with their first loss, Texas Tech 6-3, and SMU and Pitt 7-1, SMU's 8-1. So none of these, I would not call this a what the blue hell moment, but there were two. Kansas State losing to Houston. Huge win for Willie Fritz. Huge win. Beating them 24-19. K-State led 19-10, starting the fourth, and 14 unanswered. They came back late. That was a great win. And then there is South Carolina beating Texas A&M, which some people actually were saying that. I didn't. I didn't think South Carolina was going to have it in them, quite honestly. Texas A&M and South Carolina were tied 20 apiece at the half. I'm like, okay, that wouldn't be a what the blue hell. You get outscored 24-0 in the second half. That's a what the blue hell. You're supposedly the best team in the SEC. No, you're not. And if you lose to Texas, you're not in the championship game. So that's on that. There's another whole ball of wax that's going to happen here. Georgia, Texas looks like it might be happening. There's a lot of wrinkles that can happen there to screw that up. Tennessee beats Georgia, A&M beats Texas. That's or combination or whatever. All different things can happen there. But Texas A&M, Kansas State, what the blue hell, dude? All right, let's get to that top 25. Okay, on there who knows how to do this. I always do a top 50. And I do a preseason top 50 and go through the season. And I base my rankings on not on opinion. Oh, this one looked good and this one looked good. It's on a point chart. You start off your ranking number 1, you're worth 1 point. If you're 25, you're worth 25 points. If you're 50, you're worth 50 points. If you win a game, points get deducted from your score. If you lose a game, points get added. And, a win over a top 5 school is worth more than a win over a top 25, which is worth more than over a Power 4, which is worth more than a G6, which is worth more than FCS. Inversely, in a bye week, you get 0 points because you didn't play. And they say, well, that's not fair. I says, well, the problem is everybody has the same number of bye weeks, so it balances out in the end. And as for losses, losing to a top 5 doesn't add is better for you than losing the fewest points added to your score, than losing to a top 25, than losing to a Power 4, losing to a G6, and losing to FCS. And blowouts count more off your score and add more to it. Blowout, I consider 18 or more. Now that that's all out of the way, I'm going to say this here. Last week's poll. A lot of people on there go, what the hell are you talking about? All right. Number 1 on my poll last week, what a shock, was Oregon. 2 Notre Dame, 3 Miami, 4 Penn State, 5 Georgia, 6 Texas, 7 Clemson, 8 A&M, 9 Alabama, 10 Ohio State, 11 Kansas State, 12 Boise State, 13 Tennessee, 14 LSU, 15 Indiana, 16 Ole Miss, 17 Missouri, 18 Pitt, 19 Iowa State, 20 BYU, 21 Michigan, yeah, they're barely hanging on, 22 Army, 23 SMU, 24 UNLV, 25 Illinois. Not going to give you 26 through 50. This week's poll, well, because of their big win and still number 1, the Oregon Ducks. Climbing 1 spot to number 2 is Miami. Up 2 spots to number 3 is Georgia. Up 6 spots to number 4 is Ohio State. Down 3 spots because they had a bye. I don't give credit for it. Number 5 is Notre Dame. Holding at number 6 is Texas. Up 5 spots to number 7. Into the top 10 is Boise State. Down 4 spots to 8 is Penn State. Up 6 spots to 9 is Indiana. Up 3 spots to 10 is Tennessee. Down 2 spots to 11 is Alabama. Up 4 spots to 12 is Ole Miss. Down 6 spots to 13 is Clemson. Holding at 14 is LSU. And now 15 is the back-to-backs, which is the biggest climb up of the week is at 15. The biggest drop of the week, most points dropped, is at 16. Biggest climb, up 8 spots to 15, SMU with that victory over Pitt. Worst drop of the week, down 8 spots to 16, is Texas A&M. What a shocker. Holding at 17 is Missouri. Down 7 spots to 18 is Kansas State. Up 3 spots to 19 is Army. Holding at 20 is BYU. Coming back into the top 25 at 21 is Louisville. Up 2 spots to 22 is UNLV. Down 5 spots to number 23 is Pitt. Down 5 spots to 24 is Iowa State. And coming back into the top 25 is Washington State. A lot of schools dropped out and are not coming back up. Not anytime soon. But, so that's, Washington State didn't even have a game this week, but because so many other schools dropped off, even with 0 points coming in, they actually climbed into the poll without even having a game. But that's just the way it worked in the top 50. But that's the top 25. So recap my top 25. Oregon is at 1. Miami, Georgia, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Texas, Boise State, Penn State, Indiana, Tennessee. That's your top 10. Alabama, Ole Miss, Clemson, LSU, SMU, Texas A&M, Missouri, Kansas State, Army, BYU, Louisville, UNLV, Pitt, Iowa State, and Washington State. That's the top 25. Now, the subscriber rankings. We have 45 subscriber schools that start on the subscriber roll call during the off season, which will be starting on the 1st of June this coming. Well, not the 1st of June, but around the 1st of June. I forgot the exact time. You shout out your favorite school. I put it here in the rankings, which is kind of like the top 25, but as we did this the first year, some people said I had more than 25 schools. Put everybody in. Maybe the only time our school ever makes a top 25, because there's some schools that are not exactly winning, but they're in here because they're 25. And the same point chart is used here, which means if you beat Alabama, it's not beating a top 10 Alabama. It's the same as you're beating a regular old Power 4. Because they're not a subscriber school. If you lose to, let me think of a school that's up there high. Let me think of a school up here that's high. It's not on the poll. You lose to Indiana. Indiana's top 10 school, but Indiana's not in the rankings, so that counts as losing to a Power 4, which is more points than losing to a top 25. So it's based on this top 25. 2 different sets of rankings. This is just for the subscribers. So I can tell you right now, we got a new number 1. And you'll know who number 1 is right off the bat because of who it is. Number 1 was Kansas State. Yeah. 2 is Notre Dame, 3 Clemson, 4 Miami, 5 Penn State, 6 Iowa State, 7 Georgia, 8 Tennessee, 9 Boise State, 10 Ohio State, 11 Illinois, 12 Colorado, 13 Ole Miss, 14 UNLV, 15 Washington State, 16 Louisville, 17 West Virginia, 18 TCU, 19 Iowa, 20 Washington, 21 Toledo, 22 Minnesota, 23 is NC State, 24 Cincinnati, 25 is Fresno State. Then the next 20 is 26 is Rutgers, 27 Oklahoma State, 28 Florida State, 29 Baylor, 30 Northwestern, 31 Marshall, 32 Arizona, 33 Ohio, 34 San Diego State, 35 Bowling Green, 36 Auburn, 37 Coastal Carolina, 38 Wyoming, 39 Houston, 40 Hawaii, 41 South Florida, 42 Nevada, 43 East Carolina, 44 Middle Tennessee State, and 45 is UTEP. So this is a 2-week period. So it's the games over 2 weeks. If you have a bye week, you're only going to have points for 1. If you played both, you can either climb up big or drop big. We had some big movers on here. In fact, I don't think I marked down who the biggest... Oh, yes, I did. They're back. Another one's... I forgot to write down here, though. We actually have a tie for the biggest drop. The biggest climb's undisputed, and it may shock some people. But anyway, Up 3 spots to be our new subscriber school #1. Now, here's another thing about this I'm letting them out here. Last year's subscriber champion was the same as the top 25 school. That was Michigan. That's 2023. 2022, the national champion was Georgia, who was #1 in my top 25. But Georgia wasn't a subscriber school. So we had to do it based on the point chart. Who was the subscriber champion? Fresno State. They had an 8-game win streak at the end of the regular season, won the conference championship, won a bowl game. They had a hell of a run to end the year. Kept winning, kept winning, kept winning, kept winning. So, that's how it goes. It's over 2 weeks. So we're going to have one more poll, which is going to be the Week 13 one. That's the next one. It'll be the last one we do for the regular season, because the next one is going to have the last of the regular season games, the bowl games, the conference championships, the bowl games, college football playoff. There's tends to be 4 or 5 games in there, because not everybody's going to compete, so it's going to make things a little more interesting. So anyway, Miami up 3 spots is your new #1 subscriber school. Up 8 spots to 2 is Ohio State. Down 1 spot to 3 is Notre Dame. Up 5 spots to #4 is Boise State. Up 8 spots to 5 is Ole Miss. Up 1 spot to 6 is Georgia. Down 6 spots from #1 to #7, Kansas State. Holding at 8 is Tennessee. Down 4 spots to 9 is Penn State. Up 2 spots into the top 10 is Colorado. Up 8 spots to #11 is Iowa. Down 9 spots to #12 is Clemson. Up 3 spots to 13 is Louisville. Down 8 spots to 14 is Iowa State. Up 2 spots to 15 is West Virginia. Up 1 spot to, correct myself. Down 1 spot to #16 is Washington State. Up 5 spots, both of them, 17 and 18, Minnesota and NC State. Down 5 spots to 19 is UNLV. Up 9 spots to #20 is Baylor. Down 3 spots to #21 is TCU. Down 2 spots to 22 is Washington. Tied for worst drop of the week, down 12 spots to 23 is Illinois. The biggest climb of the week, because they had a win in their big rank win over Kansas State, which was the #1 team in the country in this subscriber poll, which means the top 5 win. 15 spots to #24 is Houston. Down 4 spots to #25 is Toledo. Just outside the top 25, up 7 spots to 26 is Ohio. Down 3 spots to 27 is Cincinnati. Up 7 spots to 28 is Bowling Green. Down 2 spots to 29 is Marshall. Down 5 spots to 30 is Fresno State. Up 9 spots to 31 is Hawaii. Down 2 spots to 32 is Northwestern. Down 7 spots to 33 is Rutgers. Up 3 spots to #34 is Coastal Carolina. Down 7 spots to 35 is Florida State. Up 5 spots to 36 is South Florida. Down 1 spot to 37 is Auburn. Up 5 spots to 38 is East Carolina. Tied for the biggest drop of the week, down 12 spots to 39, Oklahoma State. Down 6 spots to #40 is San Diego State. Down 3 spots to 41 is Wyoming. Down 10 spots to 42 is Arizona. The bottom 3 remains the same. Actually, not really. They kind of have a little bit of shuffle here. Up 1 spot to 43 is Middle Tennessee State. Up 1 spot to 44 is UTEP. Down 3 spots in the last place at 45 is Nevada. So we had some schools that made some major jumps. Houston goes from 39 to 24 into the top 25. That's a major jump. But congratulations to them. So again, the subscriber rankings, do the recap. Miami's your new #1 subscriber school, followed by Ohio State, Notre Dame, Boise State, Ole Miss, Georgia, Kansas State, Tennessee, Penn State, Colorado, Iowa, Clemson, Louisville, Iowa State, West Virginia, Washington State, Minnesota, NC State, UNLV, Baylor, TCU, Washington, Illinois, Houston, and Toledo. That's the top 25 subscriber schools. The remaining 20, #26 is Ohio, then Cincinnati, Bowling Green, Marshall, Fresno State, Hawaii, Northwestern, Rutgers, Coastal Carolina, and Florida State. South Florida, Auburn, East Carolina, Oklahoma State, and San Diego State. And the last 5, Wyoming, Arizona, Middle Tennessee State, UTEP, and Nevada. An interesting couple of weeks for subscriber schools. An interesting week last week. Okay, to let everybody know what's going on for a little bit of the recap here, but I'll get into this here. The recap we're going on here. My paperwork over here. like I said, next week's going to have some very interesting games in it, and it's going to be interesting to see how this one goes. But let's just wrap this up as we're already at the 20-minute mark. I realize we're going this long, but that's what it is, folks. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching the video. If you haven't done it already, do me the favor. Smash the like button. Hit the thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. Helps the video be seen by more people. Comment on the video. Did I miss a 5-star performance? Did I miss someone who hit the gym? Should somebody else been what the blue hell? What do you think of my top 25? What do you think of the subscriber rankings? Like I said, they're mathematically based, not opinion. And subscriber rankings, it's not like I didn't forget. That's everybody. Everybody has the ranking, and it's preseason. The winners climb up, and the losers drop down. It's the way it goes. You want to keep climbing? Keep winning. Pretty simple. Let me know what you think about all that down in the comments. Share this video if you want to, and if you haven't done it already, check out some of the other videos I've done. And if you like them, hey, subscribe to the channel. You know, just trying to get this channel to grow up there and make some things happen. If you want to follow me on the craziness that is Twitter, that is X, the link will be in the description. Next week, I haven't decided if it's going to be Tuesday or Wednesday, but we have games that I'll be doing picks on. Subscriber schools. I do my picks on subscriber schools, and the AP Top 25, which is going to be the college football playoff Top 25, because by the time this video uploads, the CFP Top 25 will be out. And I'll be doing schools and picks on that, plus subscriber schools. And that's probably going to be either Tuesday or early Wednesday, because we have a Wednesday game, 1 Wednesday game, 2 Thursday games, 2 Fridays, and of course a whole boatload on Saturday. And then also we had a chance to do this is, I think it'll be Tuesday or Wednesday, for the fact that we need to find out what's the status of that last playoff spot, because of the losses we have, has the playoff picture cleared up? We're going to get into that. And that's going to be longevity paperwork. Oh well. But we're going to get into that next week. So I'm going to let you guys know what's going on the books for right now, and letting you know what's coming up. So thanks everybody for watching. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. As soon as I finish recording this, it's getting uploaded. It is so weird having it being so dark so early, but hey, we fell back. This is what it's going to be all year round. Or we're going to do spring. Are they going to make up their mind up on that damn thing? We're springing forward, falling back, staying. Pick which one. Have they made up their mind on this stuff yet? Be nice to know. Make this up so we can get done with doing it. Just pick one, settle on it, finished. Clock stay. We don't have to change them anymore. But that's just me. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Hope everybody's enjoying their Sunday. Back at work tomorrow. Hope everybody has a good week. Be safe, please, and please be good to each other.